Help me to complete my first 1,000 subscribers. I'm outside, the text said. Did you tell him yet? I stared at my wife's phone while the screen dimmed, knowing that 4 years of denial had just ended in 8 words and my name is Caleb Morrison. I was 46 years old when that message finally broke through the fog I'd been living in. I worked as a civil inspector for the city of Raleigh, North Carolina. I had been married for 14 years. The house was quiet that evening. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that happens when 2 people share space but not a life. She was in the shower. I was at the kitchen table, sorting mail we barely discussed anymore. Utilities. Insurance. Silence disguised as adulthood. Her phone buzzed on the counter. I didn't rush to it. I hadn't for years. Every instinct I'd ever had, I'd trained myself to ignore. That's what loving someone who keeps denying reality teaches you, but this time, the screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize and a message that assumed I already knew. I'm outside. For years earlier, I had asked her the question for the first time. Calmly. Carefully. I'd noticed the distance then, the way she stopped asking about my day, the way intimacy became rare and rushed, the way she guarded her phone like it was a passport. She laughed back then. Actually laughed. Caleb, you're being paranoid, she'd said. You always do this when work stresses you out. I believed her. Or maybe I wanted to. Over the years, I asked again. Different ways. Different nights. Always the same response. No, you're imagining things. You need help, not accusations. Gaslighting isn't loud. It's repetitive. It wears you down until you stop trusting your own memory. That night in the kitchen, something shifted. I picked up the phone and unlocked it. She'd stopped changing the passcode a while ago. Maybe because she was tired. Maybe because she didn't think I had it in me anymore. The messages weren't romantic. They were logistical. Plans. Apologies. Frustration. 4 years of them. When she came out of the bathroom, towel wrapped tight, she saw the phone in my hand and froze. Who's outside? I asked. She didn't answer. Who's outside, Sarah? She sat down slowly, like someone preparing for impact. It's not what you think, she said. I nodded. That's what you said 4 years ago too. She looked at the floor. I didn't know how to stop. Stop lying. I asked. She winced. Stop disappointing you. I laughed once. Short. Hollow. You never stopped disappointing me. You just stopped telling the truth. She finally looked at me then. No anger. No panic. Just exhaustion. I never loved you the way you needed, she said. You were convenient. Safe. You made life work. The word landed exactly where it had been aimed. And my feelings? I asked. My voice sounded far away. She shrugged. They don't matter to me the way you think they should. That was the moment I broke. Not screaming. Not crying. Something quieter. Like a building being condemned. I stood up and walked into the bedroom. Sat on the edge of the bed where we hadn't slept together in months. I realized how much of myself I'd lost trying to prove I wasn't crazy. How many times I'd apologized for instincts that were right all along. The turning point wasn't the text message. It was the relief. Relief that I wasn't wrong. Relief that the confusion was over. Relief that I could finally stop begging someone to admit what they'd been doing right in front of me. I went back into the kitchen. You should tell him to leave, I said. She hesitated. I don't think that's fair. I smiled. Genuinely. Fair left this house years ago. She grabbed her phone and typed something. The reply came almost immediately. She didn't show me that night. I slept on the couch. Not because I was hurt. Because I was done pretending. The next morning, I called a lawyer during my lunch break. Didn't dramatize it. Didn't announce it. Just asked questions. Practical ones. At home, I started separating my life. New account. New passwords. Quiet preparation. She noticed. You're shutting me out, she said one evening. I stopped chasing honesty, I replied. That's not the same thing. She tried once to explain herself. Said the affair had gone on longer than she intended. Said it started when she felt invisible. Said she didn't mean for it to last 4 years. I didn't interrupt. When she finished, I said, You denied my reality for 4 years. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. The divorce wasn't explosive. It was methodical. Paperwork. Meetings. Calm voices discussing the end of 14 years. Some nights were lonely. Some mornings felt empty. But none of them felt confusing. Months later, she reached out. Said therapy had helped. Said she understood now why I'd been suspicious. Said she hoped we could talk someday. I didn't respond. Not because I was angry. Because I finally understood something. Truth delayed is still truth denied. If someone makes you doubt your sanity to protect their comfort, they are not confused, they are strategic, and dignity doesn't come from being right in the end. It comes from deciding you no longer need to convince anyone of what you feel in your bones. One text message ended 4 years of lies. But choosing myself ended something even bigger, the habit of abandoning my own instincts to keep someone else comfortable, and I will never do that again.